if I'm gonna talk about this particular couple right here, I'ma need some help, okay? Like, I'ma need some real help. And I think this gonna do the trick for me and for you. Like, you guys are gonna thank me later for doing this, because if we're gonna talk about this couple, we gonna need somebody or something to intercede, okay? Whew, Lord. This couple right here, I don't want any of what they got going on to come on me. I don't want it. Hello. Welcome back to my loyals, my new subscribers, and the visitors. So, girl, I'm back talking about RayJ. I'm back talking about Prinky, okay? And I never thought that I would be back here doing this, because this is the thing with me. If I do a video on a certain subject or a certain celebrity and it brings a lot of negative feedback, I really stay away from those subjects, because it's like, I don't want to sit online arguing with strangers all day. I don't want to sit online writing what I said in a video all day. So it's like, I might as well just not talk about this, because there are people out there who don't have that much to do. So they really got time to aggravate, agitate, annoy, like, and I ain't got time for it, okay? So, you know, I thought that I hung Princess Love up. I thought I put her next to Cardi B and Kenya Moore. But oh no, okay? I don't know what was going on, but I started getting all these comments on my old video that I did on Princess Love, titled Princess Love is Toxic as Fuck. Now, when I first did that video, I decided to do that video because when the whole Princess Love got stranded by RayJ in Las Vegas thing happened, everybody was focusing on RayJ. And I was like, okay, so we just not gonna talk about Princess Love. So I decided to make my video. And a lot of women felt like, how could you? How could you? You're a woman. You know, a lot of women felt like, how could you hold a woman accountable for the F-ish that she does? Now, this is the thing. I am a woman, right? And I do advocate for women, and I do champion women and all that jazz. But, you know, even me as a woman, I've done things that are not, you know, right, and some things I'm not proud of, and I hold myself accountable. So I'm for damn sure gonna hold other women accountable. And, you know, I had women calling me a pick-me, and, you know, I had to do a follow-up video because I didn't know what a pick-me meant at the time, and I was just paying it dust. You know, I thought niggas was, you know, fucking up their English. I didn't know what was gonna pick me what. But then when I saw it like a third time, I went and researched, and I found out what it meant. You know, I found out that it was some type of Twitter lingo, and it meant that you're a woman that says and does things to make yourself more desirable to men. And I was like, oh, really? And that's why I make a point to say in my intro, hello to the visitors. Because only a visitor would peg Black YouTube Unlocked as a pick-me. Only a visitor would peg me as somebody doing and saying things to make myself more desirable to men. I don't make myself more desirable to anybody, right? Either you rock with me or you don't. It's simple as that. So I made my little follow-up video. You could, if you go watch, turn down the volume, okay? So anyway, I said, let me go watch the conversation. That was the reason why people were being recommended my video, because of the conversation. So I went and watched the conversation between RayJ and Princess, and their relationship is definitely toxic. Their relationship is definitely dysfunctional. And the first thing that I want Princess and RayJ to do, stop having kids. Stop procreating. Anybody in RayJ and Princess's predicament, if your relationship is toxic, if your relationship is dysfunctional, if you don't know if you're going to be together next month, next week, next year, stop making children, okay? As parents, it's our responsibility to introduce our children into the most peaceful circumstances possible. It's not fair to innocent children to have to open their bright eyes in the middle of dysfunction. It's not fair, okay? So I want anybody out there, if you're in a dysfunctional, toxic relationship, stop having children, okay? Now, RayJ is a master manipulator, okay? RayJ is hands down the worst type of man you would want to be with, and he's the hardest type of man to get away from, okay? Because RayJ's entire persona is that of a good guy, right? Now, there are some men out here who really don't know how to be a good man because they didn't have the role models. They were raised in very unfortunate, environments and things like that. That's not RayJ's story, okay? RayJ's parents are still married. His family is very close-knit. He was financially fortunate from a young age. He's been around the world and that's not his story. And because that's not his story, it's easy for him to manipulate the world and women into believing that he's a good guy. He's very silly on the surface. He does lighthearted, comedy and things like that. He's an innovator. He writes love songs. He loves his mother, his sister. He loves his kids. He says he loves his wife. But we know behind closed doors, he's an F-boy, right? We know this, okay? We heard this from Tiara Marie, right? But he knows what a good guy is supposed to look like, present themselves as, and that's what he does on the surface. So it's really hard to really understand what the issue is if you're just looking from the surface. And a woman like Princess, I know that it's hard for her to get away from him, because once you get past the F-ish, you're like, but he loves his mom, and he's a provider, and he's this and he's that, and he loves God, you know what I'm saying? So we get it, Princess. But yeah, RayJ is definitely a master manipulator. He definitely deflects a lot. He likes to focus on the small details to try to overshadow the major things that he does. Princess was pressing him about strippers and this assistant that is a low-key thought, and he was talking about going grocery shopping and holding Melody, and then he spent 15 minutes talking about Princess Love being quiet so he can speak. All of that is deflection, right? But then I have to ask myself, why is Princess Love still there? If this man is performing below average, why are you still there? If he's bringing nothing home but F's, why are you holding him to a standard, expecting him to bring home A's, right? Like, she knew that RayJ was an F-boy a long time ago. And this is another thing that some women do, and I don't understand why they put themselves in these situations. It's like, the guy is an F-boy 2 years ago, but you stick around long enough to get married and have kids, and then you want to make this grand gesture of leaving for the sake of your kids. And it's like, why didn't you leave 2 years ago for the sake of yourself? Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. But whether they stay together or not, I just want them to fix their communication issues and fix how they interact with each other for the sake of their children. They have very small children, and for them to be at this point, it's like, it's bizarre to me. But it is what it is. You guys tell me how you feel about it down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video. Deuces.